Wow, I need to talk about this Boku no Hero. It's been a long day, so sorry if the lighting's a little bit, a little bit weird. It's late at night, but oh my goodness, Boku no Hero Academia. I just feel sorry for Kirishima. The fact that he got cracked, like his arm, I just feel sorry for him because he just got his unbreakable. So the man was literally on top of the moon. He was on the clouds, like he was feeling so happy with himself. And now for him to be reduced to such a state, you know what? I really am excited for Kirishima that we're getting more focus on his character. Are we going to be getting an origin chapter? Hopefully, because that would be pretty lit. Because we see at the end of this chapter, we see him with black hair. So I really am intrigued. Did he dye his hair? Like, I'm just so excited for his character. Because you know what? I feel like throughout the whole entire series, I feel like Kirishima has definitely taken a back seat. Think about it. In the first art with the Villain Alliance, he weren't really in it as much. He didn't get much of a shine in the sports festival, not in the Stain arc, not even in the exams. Like he didn't really get as much. So I'm really glad that Horikoshi is focusing in on his character at this time in this arc. So that's pretty awesome. So aside from that, this chapter was absolutely phenomenal. And one thing which got me thinking, the title of this chapter was a shield and a lance and a shield and a shield, I believe. The thing is, though, Horikoshi says that Kirishima makes the perfect shield and the perfect spear. So I don't know if this is a hint or anything, but maybe in these next couple of chapters during this fight, we may see Kirishima because he throughout his whole entire series using his quirk, he's been using as a defense. He's been using it as a wall which doesn't break, But maybe he's gonna go on the offense now. He's gonna get a spear or stuff. And I know a lot of people would love to see that, me myself included. I'd love to see like him going in as like a spear going in on the offense. I think it'll be pretty cool. And I feel like him coupling with Fatgum is just a perfect, perfect combination. We see it at the start of this chapter. Fatgum's just like a real man will believe in his friends, and then obviously Kirishima's all like manly. He loves all of that kind of stuff. So I just think they're just perfect together. And I'm kind of glad that the fight is over between Sun Eater and the Three. Not that I hated it, but I kind of wish that it didn't drag on too much. I thought it was an awesome fight. These color pages, by the way, like, wow. Wow, I'm not sure which one I loved the most, but they were just phenomenal. These color pages. To be honest, Horikoshi goes in with each and every color page. But from this chapter, I was correct. I think I said it in my last review how about the person that was seeing like a face in the walls. That is mimicry. He actually goes inside the wall. He doesn't become the building. He just infiltrates it. He enters it. So for him to control it, he has to be near that area. So it's like he goes inside the wall, and let's say he goes inside this part of the wall, then that part of the wall will change. He can't, obviously you can't see this wall here, but like he can't move and twist that wall if he's not in it, if you kind of get what I mean. He has to be in there's a range for him to be around in. And I love it how Izawa Sensei basically finds out, and obviously Mimicry hears that and gets annoyed, hence why he tries and takes out Izawa Sensei first. I think that's how I got it from this chapter. Either Mimicry got his tried to take him out for that reason, or because Aizawa Sensei's quirk, it can put the villains at a big disadvantage. So, other than that, this chapter was unbelievably amazing. Sorry if you can hear music in the background, that's just people from outside, but we'll just forget about that and ignore that. But anyway, wow. Okay, so I really am hyped to see these two villains because I'm not sure if they're stronger than the villains that Sun Eater faced. Maybe so. Either way, they look intimidating. Like at first, I thought this guy was a giant. I'm not gonna lie. I think his name's Rapper. That's what the guy's kind of calling him. And the barrier guy looks so awesome as well. Like he's got that kind of, I don't know. He's got a really calm and collected demeanor about him, but he looks like he can just get crazy at any time. So I'm really excited to see more of him. But aside from that, I really am interested in the showcasing of Kirishima's character in the chapters to come. It seems from this chapter, we do know that Kirishima kind of struggles with insecurity, which is things that we didn't really realize, because Kirishima's got this whole persona of being confident. He's got this whole persona of putting on that show, putting on that brave face. But we see in the flashback he's kind of getting scared, and it was really painful to see that picture of him with his arms, because literally the hardening was gone. Like, you see it cracked off, so it was really hard to see that, and you saw the pain that Kirishima was going through. Like, the boy was screaming, and it just shows you that they're not ready to fight the pros yet. They're not ready to fight, well, like, villains at that kind of level. It just shows you like the growth that they have to go through. So it really does beg the question, and it really makes me think, like, part of me doesn't want them to win. And if they do win, I only want it to be by Fatgum's strength. I don't want it to be by Kirishima's, because it'll make me think, like, I understand how Sun Eater was able to beat three of the eight Expendables, because it was freaking Sun Eater, one of the big three. But these eight Expendables, they've been presented to be unbelievably strong. So I don't want them to be taken out just by class A, first year students. I don't want that to happen. It'll just seem like, really, like, it'll just make the eight Expendables not even seem intimidating in the slightest. So yeah, part of me wants Kirishima to be defeated, but also I don't want him to die. Like, these villains aren't about pulling their punches. We see it in this chapter. So I really am kind of terrified for the state of Kirishima's character. He was one character where I really thought he was safe. I knew, people were saying death flags about, like, Sun Eater. People were saying about Mirio, probably like Deku and Night Eye. Aizawa Sensei even a little bit. But, Kirishima never came into my mind. So I really am kind of terrified for Kirishima. And I really do hope for Fatgum as well, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really finding any confidence from the end of this chapter. Even though Fatgum says, let's defeat this small fry, because they were taking quite the damage from Rapper and the barrier guy. They were taking some damage. You see Fatgum, to be honest, his uniform was pretty much shredded, but he still looked like he was taking some damage as well. So I'm really intrigued by this guy's quirk, because I don't think it's just strength. Fatgum's labeled it to be something akin to quirk, like bullets. So I'm not sure if it's like super speed, or it's strength packed with super speed. I'm not really sure, but either way, he's got that whole kind of fighting, like fist persona about him. So I'm really intrigued to see more of him and how he's gonna fight Fatgum. So that's how I think it's gonna happen, to be honest. I think it's gonna be him versus Fatgum and barrier guy versus Kirishima. And I feel like Kirishima needs to have a realization of, not only the thing is, like, Horikoshi can't do the same thing. We know that, and I feel like Horikoshi done that on purpose as well. Like, for example, Kirishima can't think, okay, I just need to get stronger. Like, he can't go into like unbreakable form number 2, because it'll be too similar to the previous one. So he needs to do something different. Maybe he'll become the spear, because Horikoshi in the sports festival arc said that Kirishima's quirk makes him the strongest shield and the strongest spear. So I am ready to see that spear. I am so ready for that. So pretty much this chapter was kind of phenomenal. We even got the backdrop on the Yakuza, and the whole fact that I nearly forgot about that. The whole fact that the Yakuza basically they don't trust Overhaul's leadership. We find out that he basically took over the name of Overhaul fairly recently. He used to be named Chisaki, and obviously his dad, which was the boss, was the OG, you could say, the original boss of the Yakuza, and he led the Yakuza in a way where it weren't like villains. He didn't want to be labeled a villain. He didn't want the 8 precepts to be like that. But obviously something happened. It seems like the boss became terminally ill, I don't know, maybe injured, we don't really know, but he seems like in critical condition, however. But Overhaul seems to basically take control of the ship, and he's just changed the whole layout of how things happen, the whole layout of operations, and obviously those who are working in the Yakuza, they're not happy about that, and it was kind of important to stress how with the Yakuza, it's all about loyalty. It's not like you're following them out of fear, like you're loyal to the boss, and they don't feel that towards Overhaul. So it's kind of intriguing to see how the dynamics are going to happen. One of them is just like, in this chapter, he was just like basically saying he hates him, and the other guy was just like, whoa, calm down. You don't want to say that. You can't be saying that. So it really is interesting to see how things are going. And you know, it makes me more intrigued in Overhaul as a character, as a villain as well. How, you know, he's basically stated is Horikoshi is basically created Overhaul to be a character that is not that his followers aren't truly devoted to him, other than the 8 Expendables. So I'm really interested in that, and it kind of makes me think: is all his morals, is his motives about, you know, the whole quirk, drugs, and all that kind of stuff, the quirk bullets, is that all for self-seeking gain? Is that all selfish? Like, I'm not really sure. So guys, that's enough for me. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments below, what you thought about this chapter. If you like anything that I say, please drop a like. That will be greatly appreciated. What are your thoughts? Do you think Kirishima, like, what do you think is going to happen to him? Do you think we're going to get a flashback, a Kirishima origin chapter? Do you think that's going to happen? What are your thoughts on these two villains? How do you think it's going to happen? And do you think they're going to win the fight? So peace out, guys. You know me, Sam, and I'll see you next week for that greatness. That is chapter 143. Goodbye.